Even Joshua is ready.
By the way, Teacher Ben, these are twins, Shalom and Shamad. They are
Sorry?
twins in P5.
They are twins?
Yes,
Oh.
Shalom and Shamad are twins in P5.
Oh. Yeah, I didn't know. I used to think it is one person, but it is just the other day I realized that there are two. Okay. Okay, I see Shamad and Shalom. I think they are ready for presentation. And then,
I'm Shamad, and this one is Shalom. I'm Shamad.
Okay, okay. What about Lena? Did you prepare something? Lena, did you prepare something? Okay. Lena is not speaking. We can...
No.
Sorry?
No.
Why? What happened?
I had to go and revise other subjects.
Then this one does not matter.
I had no time to revise and get something to present.
You have the whole week to do the preparation. And so you must be able to come here when you've done something, when you've written work down. So without wasting much of our time, I would like to start with Shamad. You can take us through what you intend to present, and then we shall hear from Joshua, and then we shall hear from Shalom. Then I can...
Teacher Ben.
Yes, please.
My question last Thursday.
What was it about?
It was saying that, what is that part under the tail feathers?
That what?
The part under the tail feathers of a chicken.
Let's continue. We are doing the presentation first, and then we shall see that we looked at the parts of a hen last time. All those parts, we looked at the parts of the hen last time. So I really don't want to go back. So let's move on to, let's hear from Shamad. You take us through what you prepared. Then we shall hear from Joshua, and then Shalom. I start like that. Other people are also joining. We have Ketra, and also Elion has also joined. We are going to start with presentation, and we shall expect everybody to present what you have been doing throughout the week. So I wanted Shamad to start, but unfortunately he's already off. Maybe he has challenges with this internet. So let me push the opportunity to Joshua. Joshua, you can start with the presentation, then others will follow. You introduce what you're going to present, and then you continue.
Okay. The Depleta System. The Depleta System is a system where the birds are kept in a house throughout. The feeds and water are given to the birds inside the house. Litter is put on the floor to keep the birds warm, among others. The house is well lit to allow the birds to feed constantly. Advantages of the Depleta system. The litter poured on the floor can be used as manure. Birds are protected from thieves and wild animals, e.g. wildcats. Many birds can be kept in a small house. Clean eggs are collected.
Good.
This system can be used for all stages of birds. Birds cannot get lost as their movement is controlled.
Good.
Disadvantages of the Depleta system. It encourages vices, e.g. egg eating, cannibalism, tail pecking, etc. Litter can be hazard, can easily catch fire. It is more expensive than free-range system. The litter can harbor, in brackets, keep pests and parasites. Components of a litter, in brackets, what's a litter made of? Coffee husks, wood shavings, rice husks, crushed maize, cobs, and sawdust. Importance of a litter: provides warmth for the birds, prevents the egg from breaking as they are laid. Litter provides heat that kills parasites and germs. Litter got from the house can be used as manure by crop farmers. Disadvantages of a litter: litter harbors parasites. Litter is a fire hazard. Battery, in brackets, cage system. In this system, birds are kept in separate cages. It is commonly used in Uganda. Advantages of a battery system: diseases and disease. Birds are easy to identify. It is easy to identify a bird that does not lay eggs. Birds are very easy to control. They are protected from thieves and wild animals. Farmers can get manure easily. There are few poultry vices than in the Depleta system. Disadvantages of a battery system: it needs a lot of money to start. In brackets, it is so very expensive. Birds do not eat whenever they need to. Birds need much attention. That's all.
Okay. Thank you so much, Joshua, for that wonderful presentation. I started from Depleta System. A Depleta system is one of the systems used for keeping poultry. There are about 4 different systems used for keeping poultry. These systems include the free-range system. The systems are here. We are told that there are 4 systems of keeping poultry. The first one is free-range system. This system is commonly used in rural areas where there is enough land where chicken are allowed to move to look for their own food. They roam around looking for their own food. And then we also have the Depleta system, which he was explaining. And then we have the battery cage system. It is usually battery cage system. Some people call it the cage system or battery system, the battery system. But it is sometimes you can get it when it is battery cage system. And then the other one is the fold pen system or the art fold pen system. This one is common in towns. Most of us who have ever been or gone to town, you find that there are small structures where you find inside there are chicken, mostly chicken that are kept for sale. As you're waiting for customers, you can put them in the pen or in the fold. So that is structure there made of wood. Sometimes it is made of wire mesh. That structure is the one we call the fold pen system. We always use it for keeping poultry. So for Joshua, he started with the Depleta system. And the Depleta system starts from here, Depleta system. So why it is called the Depleta system? They put litter, the coffee husks, the sawdust inside the house. The reason why that litter is put there inside the house is to keep the house warm and also to prevent dampness so that when chicken urinate, not even urinate, but defecate. When they do defecate, the husks will absorb that, those feces or the waste or the droppings. It will absorb the droppings and then definitely the floor will remain dry. The floor will remain dry. So the use of this litter is to keep birds warm and also to prevent dampness in the Depleta house. So in case they ask you what a Depleta system is, you will simply say is where birds are kept. Is a system where birds are kept in a house throughout. This one, birds are kept in a house throughout their lifetime. Birds are there inside the house. They do everything there. They lay eggs inside there. They eat from inside there. Even the treatment, they are treated inside there. Everything. They get water inside there. This one here, that container you're seeing in that video, that one is the water trough. That one is for water. It is a water trough. Then you will see the feeding trough. If you play this video, you will get it there also. So I expect everybody to do that. So I was also able to go through these advantages, the advantages of Depleta system. So you can only do this by doing the work every time. Now for Joshua, the moment he finishes this unit, he's going to start another unit, maybe measurements. After he finishes measurements, he will start immunization. After finishing immunization, he will start the digestive system, and then you will finish first term's work. So some of you are waiting for the teacher to come and say that, let's start today, we are going to look at this. Online learning is not like that. You have to be able to access the work, write it, read on your own, write the notes in your book. Then when it is time for you to meet the teacher, come with questions that when I was doing the work, I found these difficulties. I found these difficulties. And then if there are no difficulties, at least you should be ready to present that this is what I did over the week. So Joshua was able to tell us the advantages and the disadvantages of the Depleta system, and also the components of this litter. We have said that this litter includes the coffee husks, wood shavings, rice husks, crushed maize cobs, and then the sawdust. Those are the different examples. Those are the different examples of litter that we have. So we have Elion. Elion is also ready to present, but before Elion, we shall have Shamad, and then we move on like that, that. Yes, let me call upon, and you should be able to listen attentively. If you have a question, you can ask a question to even someone who is presenting if you don't understand. So let's first hear from Shamad, then we shall hear from another person. Yes, Shamad.
Teacher,
Yes, please.
where am I starting from?
No, you are the one who did the work. Everyone will present from what you did. You present from what you did, not following the notes that I've, because I've shared my screen. I was just following what Joshua was talking about. I saw it maybe because some people look for work from somewhere else, but for him, exactly what is here is what he was presenting. So everybody will present what you did. What you did. I think since this one seems not to be ready, let's first hear from Elion. You can take us through what you have prepared.
Good afternoon, teacher.
Good afternoon to you. You're most welcome.
Last time where I not talk about the prevention of coccidiosis. So I'll start from there and go on.
Okay.
Prevention of coccidiosis. Put drugs in food and water for the birds. Should keep all the feeding troughs clean. Isolate or kill the infected birds. Keep the brooder and the areas around clean and dry. So I'll go now to Newcastle, which I also did not talk about the prevention, treatment, and control of Newcastle disease. Disinfect the poultry house regularly. Vaccinate the birds after every 6 months. In case of an outbreak, the flock should be killed. Note, there is no treatment for Newcastle disease so far. Fowlpox caused by a virus. Signs of fowlpox: difficulty in breathing, egg production and fertility reduces, watery sores on the comb, wattle, and around the eyes, discharge from the nostril and eyes, molting and shedding feathers, ulcers in the mouth, in brackets, small wounds. Prevention and treatment of fowlpox: vaccinating the birds, maintaining perfect hygiene, killing and banning the infected birds, disinfect the poultry house regularly. Fowl typhoid. Fowl typhoid is caused by bacteria called Salmonella. These Salmonella bacteria can attack the human beings as well. Therefore, it is dangerous for people to eat raw eggs. Signs of fowl typhoid: ruffled feathers and a pole wattle, folding their heads close to the body, watery greenish yellow droppings. The liver, kidneys, and spleen may become enlarged. Control and prevention of fowl typhoid: vaccinate the birds at 5 weeks, revaccinate at 4 months, kill and ban the infected birds. No specific treatment for fowl typhoid. The last was Gumboro disease caused by a virus. Signs of Gumboro disease: note, affects the chicken between 3 to 6 weeks. Ruffled feathers, dropping the wings, diarrhea and later blood stain droppings. Chicks die in a short time. And then this is the last: poultry parasites. A parasite is a living organism which depends on another living organism for food without necessarily killing them but causing harm. And in teacher, may you pronounce this word for me?
Inconveniences.
Yes,
Causing harm and
inconveniences.
inconveniences.
Yes.
Mm.
Types of parasites. Endoparasites. These are parasites which attack the bird from inside its body, especially the alimentary canal. Example given: tapeworms, roundworms, hairworm. Ectoparasites. These are parasites which attack fowls from outside their bodies. Examples of ectoparasites: lice, red mites, fleas, deplumbing mites. Effects of diseases and parasites to poultry. They affect the growth of a bird. They affect the egg, the production of layers. They affect profit and income from poultry farming. Thank you. I have finished.
Okay, thank you so much, Elion, for that wonderful presentation. It has been very clear, and I like it so much. And I pray that everyone continues with the same spirit, because for him, he has moved a little bit further. So very soon he's going to start with measurements. After finishing this one, he will start with measurements. And some of you will still be remaining, will still have not completed. If you have not completed the poultry, you will still continue looking at poultry. While those who have finished, like I see right now, Elion and Joshua have moved a little bit further, while the rest are still behind. So that's it. Unless there is a question that any one of you wants to know, you can ask before I move to the next person. Okay, if there is no question, that is what Elion has presented. He has been very, very clear. I was also following from here. So he has just finished with the parasites here. So he started from the Newcastle disease. It is here. Started with the Newcastle disease, prevention and treatment and control of Newcastle disease. So he talked about disinfect the poultry house. Disinfecting is spraying. It is like spraying the poultry house. You disinfect after realizing that the birds are affected with the Newcastle. You remove them out and then disinfect spray the house very well. And then the other one is vaccinate the birds after every 6 months. Do the vaccination. Most of you in future, you will start these poultry projects. There is a lot of money in poultry projects. You can start them, but what you need to put in mind is you must be able to vaccinate your birds after every 6 months. Sometimes even you don't need to reach 6 months. It is supposed to be 3 months so that they will not be sick. So in case you realize that your bird is having Newcastle disease, you're supposed to kill it. You have to kill it. You kill that bird so that it doesn't transmit diseases to other birds. He also talked about fowl pox. Fowl pox is caused by virus. And these are the signs for you to know that my bird is suffering from fowl pox. The bird will have difficulty in breathing, egg production and fertility reduces, water reservoirs on the comb. You just see the comb having those sores, and you'll see sores are just like small wounds around the head there. Then discharge from the nostrils. Discharge from the nostrils, it is very common. And then molting and shedding feathers. The bird starts losing its feathers. From nowhere, it just loses the feathers like that. The feathers start falling. And then we have ulcers in the mouth. That is still small wounds that develop from the mouth. How do I control fowl pox? You must be able to vaccinate the birds, maintain perfect hygiene. Elion talked about all this and he was very clear. We also have another disease called fowl typhoid. It is caused by bacteria, and it is the name of that bacteria is Salmonella typhi. That's the bacteria that causes fowl. As simple as that. So this Salmonella bacteria can attack even human beings. That's why we have what we call typhoid. Every time you find someone saying someone is diarrheating, they're having a lot of diarrhea, even sometimes vomiting, it is because of fowl typhoid. It can become too thin because of fowl typhoid. You have problems, the head is, you have headache, diarrhea, serious diarrhea. That's typhoid. So it affects even human beings. As simple. But for human beings, for you to control it, you must be able to maintain hygiene. You have to maintain hygiene, because if you eat poorly using dirty hands, definitely you'll be affected. As simple as that. Then Gumboro disease, this one is caused by a virus. In most cases, we ask you to identify the diseases that are caused by a virus that affect poultry. So you must be able to identify these different diseases. For virus, we have fowl pox, is caused by virus. We also have this, which is Gumboro disease. It is also caused by a virus, and the others. So we have the signs here. Signs of Gumboro disease. They are ruffled feathers. Last time I showed you what ruffled feathers are. And then we have parasites. What is a parasite? Any living organism that depends on another, like ticks, you have lice, red mites, fleas, and so on. All those ones there are parasites. As long as they depend on another living organism for food, they become a parasite. Even you, if you start depending on your friend, every time you don't take money at school, and then you don't buy anything, then every time your friend is the one who is buying, the other one will say that, you're becoming a parasite. Just eating from me only. So if you're benefiting from another person, then you can become a parasite. As simple as that. So the deplumbing mites are also here. These ones affect the outer part, the outside part of the bird. All these lice here. Lice can even affect human beings. So you must be able to know that they even affect human beings. So effects of diseases and parasites to poultry: one, they affect the growth of birds. They also affect production of layers. They affect profit and income from poultry farming. As simple as that. So how do I know that my birds have got these worms? You can see these white chalky droppings, then watery diarrhea, and then fewer eggs are laid. Instead of getting a lot of eggs, you get only fewer eggs. How do I control this? Dusting. Dusting is like spraying, laying nests where the birds will lay their eggs. You must spray that place to kill all the external parasites, such as the lice, the plumbing mites, the fleas, all those ones. So you have to dust, and also make sure there is good hygiene. Keep cleaning their houses. If it is the Depleta house, keep cleaning the Depleta house. If it is the battery cage system, keep cleaning that one. If it is this one here, which the fold pen system, keep cleaning. As simple as that. And then we have the poultry vices. Later, for Elion, next time he's going to go to poultry vices, and I know he's going to complete all the poultry vices. As simple as that. So let me have another person. If there is another person who would like to present to us, by show of hands. I was calling either Shalom or Shamad. but it seems they are not ready. So if you're ready, you raise up your hand. If you want to go next. If you want to go next, you can raise up your hand. We should not be having any excuse because we have the work. We have the work there. So why should we come here when we are not ready? When you have the work. And I don't like to hear anybody saying that I was doing another work, even in another class. I was doing another work. You're going to waste time. And yet the work is just there. Get time, get in the site every day. When you have a class, you attend the class. Without the class, get in the site, read the work. So the rest seem to be having nothing to say. Shalom and Shamad, they have kept quiet. I saw they wanted to present, but it seems there is nothing. Ketra is here, she's quiet. I want to hear something from you guys. Okay. As I'm waiting, maybe someone is still getting the confidence. Let's get back. There is where I want to some of you to start from. Last time we finished even disadvantages of the infrared lamp. We can start from the charcoal brooder. Before we talk about the charcoal brooder, what is brooding? What is brooding? What is brooding? If you know the answer, you can raise up your hand. What is brooding? Yes, I don't know who, Shamad or Shalom. I don't know. Yes, one of you can speak. What is brooding?
It's Shamad, teacher. Can you hear me?
Okay, you can speak.
Yes.
Brooding, giving special care to young chicks.
Brooding is giving special care to young chicks. Types of brooding. Anybody to tell us the types of brooding? Types of brooding. After speaking, you lower your hand so that I know. Unless Shalom wants to say something. Types of brooding. Types of brooding. Yes, Shalom. You unmute, then speak. Types of brooding. Okay, guys are quiet. Types of brooding. We have the natural brooding. Yes. Someone is trying to speak and keeping quiet. What is happening? So we have the types of brooding here. We have natural brooding and then artificial brooding. Last time we talked about that, and we are not going to repeat that. So I want us to start from here, just to understand what a charcoal brooder is. So this one, we are told that in this system, charcoal stove is used to provide warmth or heat and light in the house where these chicks are cared from. Advantages of a charcoal brooder: it is cheap since it is easily got, and it can even be used in rural areas without electricity. The disadvantages: sometimes can produce a lot of smoke, and then litter poured on the floor can easily catch fire.
Yes.
As simple as that. And then we have these other artificial brooders include the hot water pipe and then the gas brooder. The disadvantages with these ones are expensive and you need a lot of skills in order to operate. Now, since Joshua did not talk about the free range system, I want someone to read first what free range system is. Let me just choose the person. I don't want some people to get out without speaking. Let's hear from Lina. What is free range system?
Free range system is where birds are allowed to move about to look for food, but shelter is provided to them.
Free range system is where birds are allowed to move or roam about to look for food, but shelter is provided to them. Sometimes, but in our village, there is no shelter. They sleep on the tree. After looking for their own food, they come and look for where to sleep. They sleep in the tree. But here, at least they can move around and then they enter in their house. As simple as that. So we have the disadvantages of free range system. Lina, can you take us through those disadvantages? Lina?
Advantages of free range system.
Yes.
Birds eat a variety of foods. Birds look for their own food. Free range system is cheap to maintain. It reduces labor to the farmer.
Good. So that is very clear. Let me have Ketra read for us the disadvantages of free range system. Ketra. Ketra, you have to unmute and then you speak. Ketra? Ketra is not speaking. I don't know what the problem is. Let me have Shalom. Can you read for us the
Yes, please, teacher.
Shalom. Let me have Shalom to read for us the disadvantages of free range system.
Birds can easily get lost. The eggs can easily get lost and are difficult to collect. The birds can easily be eaten by wild animals like kites, eagles, cats, etc. Eggs can become dirty. Eggs become dirty easily, and it is difficult to control diseases and pest parasites.
Okay. So with the free range system, you realize that birds can easily get lost. The eggs can easily also get lost and very difficult to collect. The birds can easily be eaten by wild animals like kites, eagles, cats, etc. Eggs become dirty because the hens can decide to lay them anywhere. It is also difficult to control diseases and parasites since they keep moving from place to place. So we have a fold pen here. Let me have Shamad take us through the fold pen.
I beg your pardon, teacher.
Can you take us through fold pen system?
Yes, teacher. It is where a limited number of birds are kept in a small movable house called a fold or /pen/ark. Birds lay their eggs in the pens /folds/arcs. These folds are moved from one place to another every day, in brackets, daily. The fold is made of wood, wire, mesh, and sticks tied together.
So this is what we are talking about. This is the fold pen that we are talking about. Sometimes it can be smaller than this. It can be smaller than this, very small thing. And then you keep carrying them from place to place. But in town, there is nothing like carrying. They just put in one place. So the advantages are here. Let me have Elion to take us through the advantages. Can you take us through the advantages of Yes. Please unmute and then speak.
I beg your
I'm saying take us through the advantages of the fold pen system.
advantages of the pen system. It is cheap to maintain compared to cage system or Depleta system. Manure is evenly distributed on the farm. Birds are restricted in movement. Birds can easily get vitamins and sun.
Okay, that's good. Then we have Joshua, take us through the disadvantages of the pen system.
Advantages of the pen system. It is more expensive than free range system. The folds easily get old and break due to constant movements from one place to another. Birds are easily bored since their movement is restricted to their fold open. More land is needed to shift the folds. Much labor is needed to move the folds daily.
Okay, much labor is needed to move the folds daily. So thank you so much, everyone, for attending this lesson. I want to encourage each one of you to make sure that you actively do the work, other than coming here to just listen. If you do it, it will help you to enjoy and present very well and identify challenges. So for Elion and then Joshua, I want to see that you finish that work. You complete this unit so that you can start measurements. And then for those who are still, you have also to make sure that you also work harder to have that work written down so that you can easily come here and present so that I know that you've finished the work. And then you see all these, the units, there are very many units here, around 12 topics that we are supposed to look at in P5. And when we move slowly, if you keep waiting for the teacher, it means you will not get anything. What we come to do here is to explain and also find some small challenges if they are there, and then just like that. But otherwise, I want to thank you for attending. I wish you a good day. For Elion, someone is asking for the recording. I think it is who?
Yes, I'm going to share the recording.
Okay. So those who are going to share the recording, it's okay. I think another class is here to start. Maybe we can.
Excuse me, Teacher Ben.
Yes, please.
Did you receive my work?
You sent through?
Through the site.
Through the site.
Through the site. Okay, I'm going to check it. And then I see I send the feedback. I have not yet checked it. Okay, thank you so much for attending, but make sure you visit the
Give us your
site.
email address.
I'm going to type it in the WhatsApp group also. Okay.
Could you type it in the chat?
We are closed. The meeting is